Welcome to the Pennsylvania Railroad Technical and Historical Society's tutorial series. In this lesson you will learn about the PRRTHS Digital Keystone Collection and its basic operation. The Digital Keystone Collection contains all issues of the Keystone magazine through 2024. That's 57 years, or 228 issues, which adds up to more than 13,000 pages. You can browse for specific issues or search the entire collection in a single query for a word, combination of words, or phrase. The DKC can be used on either Windows 10 and 11 or Mac OS platforms. This tutorial was created on a Windows 10 PC and illustrates procedures for that platform only, but Mac procedures are much the same. While you can view any content file with any decent PDF reader application, the DKC Navigator and search engine both depend on features that are available only with the Adobe Acrobat Reader, or Acrobat Pro, version 7 or later, so one of those must be installed on your computer and set to be the default application for PDF files. Let's get started. Once you have plugged the stick drive into your computer or a hub, your computer should recognize a new drive with the name PRRTHS_DKC. Go ahead and open it. In the folder that appears, you will see a single folder named PRRTHS Keystone Collection. Open this folder. You are now in the root folder of the DKC. Opening the start.pdf file brings up the Start navigation panel. This is the entry point into the DKC itself. When you're ready to begin, click on the panel's Start button. Newer versions of Acrobat have much tighter security mechanisms than the older versions, so, depending upon what version of Acrobat you are using, you may see a warning message appear that is asking for your permission to access the wait.pdf file. This is a safe file that you can trust, so allow the system to access it. Again, due to today's tighter security concerns, newer versions of Acrobat will now ask for permission to read from your drives. This is a safe operation, so you should allow it. After you allow the operation, two things will happen almost simultaneously. You might see another warning that may or may not require you to allow it, in which case you should allow it. You should also see the Acrobat Advanced Search panel appear. Starting the search engine is a part of the normal initialization of the DKC. If you plan to navigate by searching, you will probably want to leave it open. If you don't, then you will probably want to close it so that it doesn't block your view of whatever you are looking at. We'll go ahead and close it for now. You are now on the Welcome panel, which means that the DKC is ready for you to begin navigating or searching. The three buttons at the top of the screen allow you to choose what kind of activity you wish to undertake. Clicking on the Word Search button will bring up the Acrobat Advanced Search Engine panel that will allow you to search the entire collection in a single query. This would be a good option if you know what you're looking for, but not where it is. Clicking on the Browse Issues button takes you into the DKC Navigator, so that you can quickly go to a specific issue or simply browse through the collection. This would be a good option if you know where to find the information you're looking for or want to view issues in a certain date range. Clicking on the Help button opens up our Help manual in a different tab in Acrobat. This allows you to keep the Help manual handy while leaving your issue open in its original tab. We'll start out with the Navigator. Click on the Browse Issues button. This brings up the Nav Root panel, which you can consider to be home for navigating. The three buttons in the top row appear on every navigation panel have the same functions on them all. Clicking on the Welcome button takes you back to the Welcome page. You might click on this if you want to start over from the beginning. Clicking on the Word Search button opens the Advanced Search Engine. You would click on this if you wanted to start or resume searching. Clicking on the Help button has the same effect as it did on the Welcome panel. It will open a new tab containing the DKC Help manual. Note that if you already have the manual open in another tab, clicking on this button will open up another one, so now you'll have two. You should check to see if you already have the manual open in a tab before you click on this button, or you might prefer to close the tab whenever you are done with the Help manual. The rest of the panel is used to navigate around the collection. Each of the buttons has four states that have the following appearances and meanings. Hidden, the button cannot be seen or acted on. Inactive, the button is visible, but darkened. You can see it but it will not respond to being clicked on. Active,
the button is brightly visible. Clicking on it will initiate the button's associated action. Selected, the button is visible in a richer color. A selected button has the focus among its peers. In each row of buttons, only one may be selected. Buttons at a lower level than the selected button may change their states when the button becomes selected or unselected, and generally refine the browsing state. Navigating to a specific Keystone issue is as simple as 1, 2, 3. 1. The decade buttons allow you to select the decade in which your issue is included by clicking on its button. You will notice that the button you clicked on now becomes selected and the previous selection now returns to active, and the buttons for the years or volumes contained in the now selected decade become active as well. 2. Select a volume or year by clicking on its associated button. You will notice that that button is now selected and the previously selected volume/year button returns to active. You will also notice that the number/quarter buttons become active and display the front covers of the Keystone issues contained in the selected volume. 3. Click on an issue/quarter button to open that Keystone issue. You are now looking at the front cover of the selected Keystone issue. There are several ways to get around within an issue. You can scroll up and down by page using the mouse's thumbwheel, or by using the scroll bar. We can go to the table of contents and click on an entry to go to that article or feature. Bookmarks provide an easy way to move from one place in an issue to another without having to go to the table of contents. Many Keystone issues have sections within them, such as the snapper, that contain related articles. To save vertical space and make the bookmarks easier to read, the bookmarks for those articles are nested in the section's bookmarks. These sections have an arrowhead to their left on which you can click to expand or hide their articles. Here, we expand the snapper bookmark and then the Pensy dining car to find a recipe for fresh green peppers baked with macaroni au gratin. Yum! They also contain links to things that you won't find in the table of contents.
For example, the table of contents does not always contain an entry for the center spread, as with this issue, but we do have a bookmark for it. Let's click on that bookmark and see what the center spread looks like. This is an unusual center spread, because it actually spans 4 pages, rather than the normal 2. Looking at the bookmark, we see that it contains another one, and when we expand it, we find a bookmark that will take us to the caption for the center spread. Clicking on it, we find that the center spread is a painting entitled, Joe. Any center spread that has a caption that is not in the center spread itself, will have a bookmark to it. Likewise, if any cover, front or rear, has a caption, it will have a bookmark to it as well.
Most bookmarks are internal facing, meaning that they will take you to places within the current issue. But the bottommost 5 bookmarks in every issue are external facing. They will take you to various places outside of the current document. Back to volume/year will return you to the navigation panel for the volume or year of publication for the current issue. This is most useful if you want to go to another issue in the same volume. It also makes going to an issue within the same decade very convenient. Back to browse issues will return you to the nav route panel, from which you can perform a new 1-2-3 navigation to any issue in the collection. This is most useful when you want to go to an issue in another decade. We will now view the next to last issue in the collection. Next issue will take you to the next Keystone issue in publication order. Let's do that now. The next issue turns out to be the last issue in the collection, volume 57, number 4. You'll notice that the next issue bookmark has changed to first issue. Clicking on it will wrap you around to the very first issue, volume 1, number 1. Let's give it a try. From last to first in one mouse click. You will notice that, just as in the last issue, the first issue in the collection has a last issue bookmark in place of the normal previous issue, and if you guessed that this would wrap us around to the last issue in the collection, you would be right. We're back at the end again, and you will notice that we now have a previous issue bookmark that if we press it, will take us to the immediately preceding issue in publication order. The remaining external-facing bookmark, Back to Welcome, takes us all the way back to the Welcome panel. You might use this if you wanted to start all over again. Let's do that. By default, when you go to a page by clicking on a table of contents entry or a bookmark, the whole page will be displayed. This allows you to see the page as a whole. You can then use zooming and panning to enlarge a section of the page in order to see better detail. An extreme example of this is a map of the track plan of the Philadelphia Terminal Division Penn interlocking at 30th Street Station, which spans 6 pages in Volume 33, Number 4. As with any other multi-page illustration, this map opens so that you can see the whole thing. Of course, there's no way that most people can read the labels on the various tracks and switches at that magnification. But you can zoom in to the point where even the smallest text is legible. And pan to find the area of the interlocking in which you are interested. A quick click on the Zoom to Page Level control brings us back up to where we can see the whole plan again. You can also find information by searching for a word or phrase. Start by clicking on the Word Search button on any navigation panel. Let's look for anywhere where K4S appears. Enter K4S into the What Word or Phrase Edit box, and uncheck all of the checkboxes, so that we don't qualify the search in any other way. Now, click on the Search button. We will see that the 2,152 instances of K4S were found in 193 issues. It's not surprising that so many instances were found, but as popular as the K4S is, one would think that it would appear in more than 193 issues. Why weren't more found? It is not uncommon to refer to the K4S variously as K-4S or K for capital S. Let's see what happens if we add those terms to the search as well. Click on the Search button. Click on the New Search button. Click on the Show More Options link at the bottom of the panel to expose more search options. Now, enter K4 lowercase s or K-4 lowercase s or K4 uppercase s into the word or phrase to search for text box. Be sure that you capitalize both the O and the R in the word or that you enter between the various spellings. Then select Boolean query in the return results containing drop-down list box. This will cause the engine to search for any of the 3 spellings. You'll notice that we gained a few more issues and instances. You'll also notice that we also see K4SA as well. This may be what you intended, but if you did not want to include the K4S variants, you can refine the search to return only those instances that contain the text as it is input, by first clicking on the Refine Search Results link at the bottom of the panel. And then check the Whole Words Only checkbox on the new panel. Now, click on the Refine Search Results button. You will see that no instances of K4SA will appear in the results. These are just a few of the searches you can perform with the powerful Acrobat Advanced Search Engine. If you want to limit the search to the current document only, bring up the Search Entry dialog box and simply enter in the search text and press the Enter key on your keyboard. Our last topic is how to access our help document. From any navigation panel, click on the Help button to bring up the DKC Help Manual. This document contains a great deal of helpful information about the DKC that can help you learn more about it. For example, if you want to learn more about searching, go to the Tips for Better Searching section. This document also has bookmarks to help you find information more quickly. Using it, you will find a section on how to get more help on using the DKC. When you are done with your DKC session, simply close Acrobat to exit. This concludes your introduction to the PRRTHS Digital Keystone Collection video tutorial. Experiment with it and have fun learning about the Pennsylvania Railroad and the PRRTHS. Thank you.